welcome back or welcome to a video if this is your first time here. If you are new here, hi, my name is Kara and welcome to my channel. A little bit about me just real quick before we dive into this video. My husband and I are originally from Indiana. We are stationed down here in Arkansas because he is in the military, and as you can tell by the title of this video, we are expecting our first baby in August. So I am currently in the middle of my 29th week of pregnancy, and because of that I am sitting down to do a second trimester recap. This pregnancy has been kind of crazy here and there, but nothing too insane, I guess. I'm super excited to kind of just inform you guys on how my pregnancy has been going, and maybe just give a little bit of insight on what to expect if you are a new mom as well. Maybe you're not quite to your second trimester, but you're wondering what to expect. This will maybe help you. So thank you guys again for clicking to watch this video, and let's go ahead and get right on into it. Okay, so to start off, I want to say everyone told me that the second trimester is the easiest. It's like a breeze. You feel so much better than the first, and you know, it's just way better. Okay, so I went into my second trimester thinking, oh, it's gonna be a breeze, and it was not. So I did not do a first trimester recap video just because it was honestly great. Like, my first trimester was, I didn't have any sickness, I didn't have really any pregnancy symptoms that would make you, you know, not like pregnancy. I actually kind of enjoyed it. Besides the very beginning, I had a really rough start in the very first few weeks of my pregnancy, so I will link the video below where I talk about that. I dedicated a whole video to that, so if you're new, go ahead and click that when you're done watching this, and that will fill you in on that. So yeah, I expected to just go into the second trimester and have much more energy and just feel way better, and that was not the case. So the first like 4 weeks, I think, of the second trimester, I was so tired. Like, they say, oh yeah, in the first trimester you're gonna be so tired, and that's true. I was exhausted the whole first trimester, and I thought once I hit the second trimester I would, you know, kind of feel better, I'd have more energy, I'd want to do more things. No, I was so tired all the time, and on top of that, for like 4 weeks I had headaches every single day, like headaches to where I could not function. I had to like go lay in bed and just lay there all day. They say Tylenol is safe to take during pregnancy, and that's true, but I am just one of those people that I don't like taking medicine or like anything like that while pregnant. I just from the beginning have struggled with that. I would get these headaches and I would not want to take Tylenol, so I struggled really bad because sometimes I would just give in and just take the Tylenol, and even then it didn't make me feel all that great. So that was one thing I struggled with for about 4 weeks in the second trimester, from probably week 13 to week 17-ish probably. I would say headaches were awful. Another thing, like I said, I was so tired all the time. I honestly thought maybe I was starting to be anemic because I just was tired all the time. My face was very pale, and I'll get to that in a second, but I just had the worst headaches. So I was saying that my face was pale. That is kind of like a pregnancy symptom, is your skin color changes and you get like kind of patchy skin and that. I do have really patchy skin on my face. I'm wearing makeup right now, so you can't tell, but when I'm not wearing makeup, my face is very much so patchy color and just like, you know, acne and all that stuff. I haven't really had bad acne, but just zits here and there pop up. I'm looking at my phone because I have some stuff noted that I wanted to mention. So I covered the headaches and I covered the fatigue, backaches, literally the whole second trimester, mainly around week 16 to probably week 19. The backaches were really, really bad. My sister actually purchased a belly band, and it like goes around, it supports your back and your belly. And while my belly was not big at that point, like I was 18 weeks pregnant and people didn't even know I was pregnant, my back just hurt so bad. So that's another thing. And of course, now that I'm further along, I'm dealing with it because my belly is getting much larger, so it's just kind of something that comes along with it. So definitely back aches. And then I'm out of breath. I'm kind of jumping around, but around week 16 I felt kind of like what I thought was a flutter. Like it was like something I've never felt before, so I thought, well, maybe I'm feeling the baby move, I don't know. And it ended up having to be the baby. Like there's no way that it wasn't, because in week 17 very prominently I could feel something, you know, it was just like something I've never felt before, so I just chalked it up to being the baby. But I will mention that I do have an anterior placenta, which means my placenta is attached to the front instead of the back of my uterus, so it basically acts as like a cushion. So now that the baby's bigger and moving around and stuff, it's harder to see. Like you see those videos on YouTube and like people post on Facebook and stuff of their babies, just like you can see their foot pop through and just like see all this crazy movement. I don't get that just because my placenta's in the way. So for my baby to, you know, give me that kind of movement, it has to kick really hard. And usually now that the baby's getting bigger, it's starting to not kick as much and just kind of like move around instead of kicking. So I will say that I did feel the kind of flutters around week 16, 17, but nothing consistent or like crazy or anything like that. I did for the first time feel a very prominent kick around 20 weeks, and actually surprisingly I could feel it on the outside. My doctor said maybe not until 24 weeks because of my anterior placenta, but I very much so remembering, like I remember Caleb, like calling Caleb in and, you know, having him feel for it, and that was right at 20 weeks. So baby kicks. And then one thing that I was dealing with toward the end of the second trimester, and very much so now, is acid reflux and heartburn. So some people deal with this like from the very beginning and it's very bad. However, I haven't really had it that much. It's just like if I eat something acidic like tomato soup or pizza or spaghetti, like, you know, those kinds of foods will make it even worse. But sometimes I can literally just drink water and get acid reflux. There's been a few times in the middle of the night where I wake up and just have it so bad I feel sick, like nauseous, and almost like you just want to throw up because that acid is just so far up your throat. So yeah, acid reflux and heartburn, definitely a symptom toward the end of my second trimester. And then I wanted to touch kind of those were the main things that I felt during the second trimester. I really have had a smooth pregnancy for the most part. I always tell people that I have had the worst best pregnancy that you could have. I say that because I was very blessed with no morning sickness, no like, you know, crazy pregnancy symptoms that people just despise. Besides being tired and then those 4 weeks of having the headaches, I would say my pregnancy has been a breeze. Like I've been very lucky and I'm so thankful for that. But there has been some things that I just would say make it way worse. For instance, at my 20-week anatomy scan, we found out that the baby has choroid plexus cysts on its brain, which aren't really that concerning. My doctor said unless they are paired with another abnormality, they're usually not an indication of anything that's really bad. I will link my 20-week anatomy scan video below as well, so that if you're new here you can go back and watch that. I go into detail a little bit more in that, but I do have a scan at 30 weeks to check to make sure they've gone away. So that was one thing. And like because of this whole coronavirus thing, Caleb wasn't allowed to go to my appointments with me, so he missed the anatomy scan. And I was by myself when my doctor came in and was like, oh, your baby has cysts on its brain. And until she explained it further, that was really scary. So to experience that alone, and not to mention just experiencing all of your appointments alone, is just kind of like disheartening. But aside from that, at my 24-week appointment, I had my glucose test, which I passed, so super thankful for that. But at that appointment, I hadn't felt the baby moving that much, and I have since learned that if I have a lot of sugar, I don't know why, but it has like an adverse effect on this baby, and it will put it to sleep or something. It just doesn't move as much. Like you would think if you ate a lot of sugar or something, you would be bouncing off the walls, but I have just noticed that if I have a lot of sugar, it just kind of puts it into like a mellow mood, I guess. So I had that glucose drink, and I felt it maybe twice after I had the glucose drink. Well, while I was waiting for the hour for the finger prick, I saw my doctor. I'm really sorry, I'm out of breath right now. I saw my doctor, and you know, she just did the routine like fetal Doppler, checking for the heartbeat and stuff. And I'm telling you what, y'all, it took so long to find the heartbeat, like so long. And it felt like an eternity, because as I'm laying there and she's like, you know, moving it around all over my stomach, and she's just not finding anything, my heart was like sinking, and I just got really nervous. Into depth, the baby was like really, really low, and so she found it, and it sounded perfect, and everything was fine. But just, again, being by yourself at an appointment like that, and, you know, that scary probably minute that it took to find the heartbeat, when normally it just takes like, you know, 10 seconds. It doesn't take very long. It was scary. So that's why I say that I've had probably the worst, best pregnancy, because symptoms-wise, I have really had no issues besides those few things that I mentioned. But like just with kind of like scary stuff going on, and I was literally just in labor and delivery last week for possible placental abruption. So we had an ultrasound because of that, and like, you know what I mean, everything's fine, but that kind of stuff just makes you like scared during pregnancy. And so that's my explanation for that. But those symptoms are really the only thing that I had go on during my second trimester. I have been incredibly blessed to just have such a good pregnancy, and aside from those things, I have, you know, just kind of enjoyed it. It's been hard kind of watching everything change, and just, I don't know, mentally preparing to give birth without family or friends to support me, because at this point I really feel like the only person that's going to be able to be there is Caleb, which I'm thankful that he's able to be there, even though, you know, it does suck that you can't have family support there. I'm just thinking ahead, and that's probably what's going to happen, because my due date is August 8th, and that's coming up really soon, 10 weeks and 5 days from now. And so because of the coronavirus, I really am just trying to mentally prepare to give birth, you know, with just Caleb and I. So other than that, that's about it. I did not mention this in the beginning of the video, but if you are new, we did not find out the gender to this baby, so we have no idea what it is. So just about 10 more weeks until we finally get to know, but that just makes it super exciting. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment them below, and I will try to answer them. And I think that's it. So I do have another video idea that I'm going to, it was actually a requested video, the baby names I love but won't be using. I'm trying to compile a list. Most of the baby names that I love and aren't going to be using or would possibly use are just names that Caleb has like ex-nayed or just been like, I don't know, you know. So trying to come up with a list of enough to create a video out of that. And then yeah, of course, our vlogs. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. It means the world to us that you still choose to watch our videos. And If you're new, thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you can continue to follow our journey as we welcome our first baby into the world. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.